Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism, back with another live video for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. How about me being early? Huh? How about it? I think it's impressive, but hey, that's just me. But anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for writing words like that, Dearth and Glowbusters. That's awesome. Shout out to my patrons, obviously. Always, they make my life a little bit easier, and I appreciate your support. To join them, which is super easy, you just go to patreon.com/Jeranism. It's honestly that simple. So it is Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone. Jeranism Thursday Live. It is October the 24th, and the name of tonight's show is Jeranism Thursday Live, Mockery, and more. Simply because I'm going to be reading an article tonight that shows clearly that all they have is mockery and strawman arguments and nonsense. And, of course, propaganda and dreams, inspiring us every day with their moon landing bull stuff. What do I mean by that? Well, hey, by the way, some early super chats. Thank you very much. Dan Morris says, celebrating Owen Benjamin out of the Flat Earth closet. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Owen a little bit shortly, but he certainly seems to be out of the closet. And Earth is seriously flat, said Flat Earth Army destroying the globe zombie mind, which we are doing. Because all they have is shame and mockery. And, just to take words right out of Owen's mouth, he said the other day, don't have shame in things you shouldn't have shame in. Can't think of a better way to say it than that. But when we're talking about inspiring us and all the work that they do, did anybody see the beginning, I guess you'd call it intro or whatever, of the World Series game yesterday? Game 2. This is how it started. Now, here's the problem with this is if I play it, of course, it will get claimed for copyright. So that just means that I have to interject constantly and show it in small pieces. But remember, this is at the beginning of the World Series game. Let's watch just a moment of it.
This Houston, contact with a test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why some?
Oh, you got it. And of course, the Houston Astros are in the World Series, which is why I guess this is on. But you can't even say that because last year we had a Neil deGrasse cucking expedition where he basically read a poem at the beginning of the World Series too. Well, let's continue.
Say the moon.
Why some say the moon?
As our goal.
Why
And they
choose
may well
this?
ask, why climb the highest mountain?
It's all the imagery and the fantasism, the wizardry behind the World Series. It's just amazing.
She inspires something inside of us.
Oh, inspiration.
Dares us to dream.
Dreaming of what could be, of what might be.
Each generation seeking to write the next chapter in her glorious history.
Oh, amazing.
We choose to go to the moon.
Oh boy, do we. We choose not to go back, but we'll go there once.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy,
But because they're hard, that's why we do it. That's why we do it once 50 years ago, or 6 times if you want to get
because
exact.
they are hard.
6 times, all in the same reign of Nixon, by the way. But yeah, who's keeping track?
For those that have completed the journey, the allure to return can be intoxicating.
Oh, the lure to return can be intoxicating and fake. This is my favorite, too. Nobody ever questions it. We can see through the astronaut. I can see through him. You can see through him. But I guess that's all, yeah. I really wish that my job was to debunk flat Earth videos. So easy. I could go to Dirt's channel, his shuttle blimp video, and I could go find out why it sways. And that's not proving that the shuttle is real, but many think that way. That all it means is that they've already seen it sway and bounce and have come up with an answer for it. It doesn't mean a damn thing, but many people do. They think that that's okay. That's disproving those videos. How easy would it be to be a globe earther and make fun of flat earthers with mockery? Simple. And of course, I could just easily show you later how mockery is all they have. We're going to be looking at an article. I forgot the title of it. What is the title of it? Let's see here. 20 flat earth posts that made people laugh around the world. So funny. And when you look at these 20 posts and you realize how ridiculous and nonsensical it all is, maybe you'll be awake, maybe not. You can continue in your slumber. You can continue believing what you've been taught. It's okay by me. I was a globe earther once too. It's not an easy thing to face, but it's also not impossible. One giant leap for see-through individuals is what they should have said. Just everybody see-through. But I guess that's the technology, right? 1969, all we had was see-through images.
But no mission is without peril.
No mission is without peril. There will always be hardships in space travel. And every time we fail, we actually succeed.
20 years old and bursting with power.
To reach new heights.
Oh, new heights. So great.
To continually strive for the stars.
We have to continually strive for the stars, guys. Don't look at the Earth. What importance does the Earth have? Why does it even matter? What we should be looking at is the stars. That's humanity's destiny.
Man must conquer.
We must conquer space. Places you'll never go. Things you'll never experience. Distances you can't comprehend. We must conquer them.
The seemingly impossible.
No, not seemingly impossible. Boy, is that the understatement of the year.
That challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone. And
Right, and many people forget that John Kennedy then went to the United Nations and said no nation should be able to put their flag on the moon. It should be for all of us. We should join the Russians. They should join us. We should go to the moon together. A few days later, pop, goes the weasel.
one we intend to win.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We
Oh, look at the Washington Nationals and the Houston Astros. They make constellations. So cool. I love it so much. It's so inspiring. Let's play some baseball. Or something like that. Play ball, I think is what they say. Anyway, didn't know if you saw that. I saw it. Thought it was hilarious. As is usually the case. So I did want to mention one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning, and we'll go ahead and mention it now. That tomorrow, mark your calendars. Put yourself on alert. Go to the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, Clock, and Zodiac app and put it in as a notification. Put it in as your upcoming event. Make sure you enter it in as your countdown timer. That tomorrow at 12 noon Pacific, that's Globebusters' regular time, we're going to have the first installment of the Jeranism Friday Lounge. So it should be fun. That's tomorrow, 10/25/19 at 12 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know what time that is for you guys. 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. I know that much. But the rest of it you'll figure out for yourself. 3 p.m. Eastern, of course. And joining me will be Rodrigo Ferrari Nunes and also Iru Landucci. They've already secured their spot. Possibly Bob, maybe Dearth. We don't know. And then each week it's just going to kind of grow. I don't know who will be on it with me. But basically it's going to be a free-for-all, kind of a non-topic show. That's why it'll just be called the Friday Lounge. We're just going to sit back and conversate. So if you enjoyed the format of Globebusters this past Sunday, tune in. You may enjoy it. If not, don't watch. It's really that easy. Oh, I also saw somebody sent me a message that said, I believe it's on Skype, yeah, on Skype, that they don't like my intro or the minute-and-a-half countdown at the beginning of my show. So I want to address that by saying, don't care. So just make sure that people understood that in case they were wondering. The intro is there for people to get in their seats, grab some popcorn, grab your family, your friends, or to realize what's coming on is my show and to turn it off. It's pretty nice of me, I think. If you ask me, pretty nice. So anyway, it'll be fun tomorrow. That'll be at 12 noon. we have lots of things to discuss. I don't know. I want to talk about atoms and the fact that no one has ever seen them. But we know what's going on inside them. And of course, what's going on inside them is a bunch of things orbiting other little balls. This is just nonsense. Atom is the smallest thing that there can possibly ever be. Something you can't cut with the smallest knife ever made. You can't cut it again, but we know what's inside that thing. I think it's hilarious, but let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the dating of rocks and what bullshit that is. Let's talk about E equals MC squared and what nonsense that is. We'll just talk about it all. And remind everybody that space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Okay? But Sharon, why would they lie? Why would they lie to us? As someone out there cashes a $58 million check a day. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. So yeah, join us tomorrow, Friday Lounge. If the show goes well, people enjoy it, then it will be a weekly installment. Meaning add that to your calendar every Friday at 12 noon Pacific. It'll be me, and it will be some guys in the lounge. I don't know. Who will join? Paul on the plane? I don't know. We don't know. Who will stop in? You never know. It'll just kind of be a free-for-all, fun show, no topic. Just look for Jeranism Friday Lounge. So that will start tomorrow. Hope you guys join us. That would be awesome. I also wanted to talk about a few videos that people need to watch, a few channels that they need to subscribe to. I always like to do that whenever possible, kind of get some people some play. One of them is Curious Life. He's back. I don't know if you guys remember Curious Life, formerly Curious Life of a Flat Earther. His name is Kirk, former Globebuster. He's got his channel back up. Some videos are starting to pop up. He's already got, 819 subscribers in just a few days, really. He just kind of started posting videos yesterday. Oh, it looks like 2 weeks ago he has one, but then after that, some videos have started popping up. He's done some great videos, especially on angular resolution, the eye, the angle of light propagation, the Walt Disney Von Braun connection, lots of stuff. He's done great work, and his channel's back, so subscribe. Actually, if you go down, I usually list all the show notes after the show, but today I've listed 2 links in the description already. So the first one is Curious Life, so head over there, hit subscribe. I'll wait. I'm just kidding. But you can do it whenever you get a chance. But definitely check out Curious Life. Like I said, he's great. Miss talking to the guy. Miss having him on Globebusters. Hope he's doing well. Kurt, if you're out there, hope you're well. Hope the family's well. So I wanted to definitely point that out and hope people head over there. The other one is, well, we're going to be looking at an Owen Benjamin stream from the 22nd, 2 days ago. Many people have already seen it. I've seen it basically mirrored on a lot of channels. But I want people to check it out. And one of the videos that he's talking about is this video called Our Flat Earth Journey by Taboo Conspiracy. And I've also put that already in the show notes. So if you go down to the links, you will see the link to this video. It only has 8,000 views, and it needs many, 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 many more. So definitely people need to check this video out. Let's see, what are you looking at here? Yeah, you can already see Our Flat Earth Journey on there. So check it out. It's on Taboo Conspiracy 2's channel. If you're not subscribed to him, he has 7,500 subscribers. He needs a bunch more. He is, yes, the Globebuster Taboo Conspiracy, or Ben, as you might know him. Great guy. Needs a little love. Head over there. Check out this video. Leave some comments. Battle some trolls. And do all those fun things. Let's just listen to a snippet. Let's see what he's got to say.
These liars supposedly fell at 4,000 miles per hour in this piece of junk that was never flown even once on Earth. They then
Look at this paper. Look at this construction paper. Curtain rods. Chalices. Gold foil. Hilarious.
and later attached a fold-up dune buggy and lived 3 days in this untested papier-mâché craft in the harshest environment imaginable. They want you to believe that NASA operated this camera 234,000.
Look at that video. There's people in there. If you believe that, get out. Get out right now. End this video. I don't know what to tell you. It's hard. Step 1 to realizing how massively you've been lied to is recognizing that the moon landings didn't happen. And if you can't recognize that, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Miles away while it panned and zoomed out in real time while filming this ridiculous contraption that's obviously missing the thrust from the end of the nozzle.
What
You
a
can
joke.
even see telltale signs of 1960s movie backdrops during all of the alleged landings.
It's the most obvious thing you've ever seen.
Are big conspiracies possible?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely they are.
Without question, the phony moon landings.
But Bill Clinton, he got a blowjob and everybody found out about it. Oh, therefore conspiracies can't exist. I don't want to hear it again.
9/11
Put it away.
and Gulf of Tonkin prove that these bastards
So many
can
things
lie
prove
to
it.
us big time, and that none of our major institutions are there to help us expose them or hold them accountable. These evil people have lied to us repeatedly, so why would you trust them? The truth is left to us, you, me, and the grassroots community. Which brings us to the flat earth. In every nation and in every city, schools consider the shape of the earth a fundamental scientific fact, and that supposed fact is repeatedly taught from day one all the way through graduate school. Yet no one has seen this globe or its curvature or its effects, but it's still taught as a fundamental fact based solely on
Nuh-uh, Neil deGrasse Tyson says so. So anyway, like I said, Taboo Conspiracies video is in the description, and all the videos and all the links that I talk about tonight will be in the description following the show. So stay tuned if you want to follow any of this stuff. But for now, start out by subscribing to Curious Life, subscribe to Taboo Conspiracy, and watch our Flat Earth journey. You know what? I'll even say it's much more important that you watch this video than listen to my video tonight. So if you're like, I only have one thing I can watch this week, Jaron, turn off my video right now, click the link to Taboo Conspiracies, our Flat Earth journey, and watch that. Come back another time and catch this stream. It'll be up there. So definitely check that out. It's very important. But yeah, talking about Owen Benjamin, and if you missed Jeranism Monday Night Raw, what is wrong with you? But we had a phone call from Owen Benjamin this past Monday. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, tfrlive.com. Go there, click on shows, and then pick the Jeranism Raw show, and then find the most recent episode, and go about halfway through. When we start taking phone calls, and you'll catch the phone call from Owen Benjamin. And also, if you want to meet Owen Benjamin, then you need to get your tickets right now to FE 2019. Go to fe2019.com. We're all meeting down in Dallas. That's 3 weeks away, something like that. It's very close. So I suggest you head over there now. Get ready to go there. Should be fun. So we're going to watch just a little portion of this Owen Benjamin video. As Dan Morris said earlier, that Owen Benjamin has come out of the Flat Earth closet. He's always been a globe skeptic. He's had a lot of questions about it. And now, he seems to be proclaiming what we all know. And I want to watch just a portion of this. Talking about mirages, I think, is hilarious. And then we're going to play something else, but let's enjoy.
In ancient Egypt that has very
Oh, and basically what this video is, if I didn't mention that already, is Owen Benjamin, and he's actually going through the video I just talked about. The video from Taboo Conspiracy, our Flat Earth journey. So now what you're hearing is the Flat Earth journey, and then Owen Benjamin making comments on it. Let us continue.
varying interpretations. In contrast, flat earthers rely on actual, concrete measurements that anyone can make to measure the supposed curvature of the earth if there was one. Here's an infamous example of the curvature problem. How many people here can quote this weatherman?
I'm sure everybody here
What
can
you're
quote
seeing
it.
here is
A mirage.
a mirage.
No, it's not.
Why is he saying that?
This is where the wizards get revealed. It's when it's in the lies. It's in the cover-up. It's when the way to tell when someone's a liar is how they cover it up. When it's like, why do you have lipstick on your shirt? It's like, well, I was at the lipstick store and there could be a reason. Oh, I hugged Brendan's wife and she always has all that lipstick. And then if the girl thinks like, oh, that's roughly exactly the same height as my husband. But what if the girl you just listed was 5 feet tall and her lip would have been right here? That's when you are shown to be a liar. The better.
Nothing more true than, the lie is in the details. And you'll see why I'm bringing that up here shortly, because we're going to show you the details of the globe Earth insanity, the lie that they try and tell, and the people that are waking up to it. But let's continue.
Moves would just be like, I don't know if you don't know. But when you start adding information, you're done. You're already toast. Once someone catches you in a lie and you just start adding reasons, you'll never get out, especially with the kind of weaponized autism and the amount of technology that's at our fingertips now. You're done. Steven Crowder's a homo. Watch this. He's claiming it's a mirage. And then watches this dude calmly takes 10 minutes to just absolutely dismantle that statement.
Because the entire city of Chicago should be hidden behind the curvature of the Earth. Does that look like a mirage to you? Of course it's not. It's bullshit. Everyone here probably had warning bells go off when you heard that weatherman make that ridiculously false statement. That is no mirage. That is a direct line of sight that is often obstructed by haze, miraging, atmospheric distortion, weather, or larger, closer waves and swells that have a larger respective angular size. The hired liars out there will use these obvious atmospheric distortions or large swells and waves as proofs of the curvature. Don't let the deceivers trick you.
And the way this works, because if you understand more about this, that's so preposterous with that guy. He's like showing this fake curve of water. He's like, because of hot air, light bends. But yet 100 million light years away, the light comes right to your eye through a vacuum. Is because you want to believe it. Like when my dad would say, "Oh, I'm just flamboyant. I just like to go to conferences with your godfather, who oddly moved to Brazil." It's like you want to believe the lie. You want to be like, yeah, that's right, because you don't want to be one of those people. Oh, you're one of these flat earthers.
Right. They don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to be shamed. They don't want to be mocked. And that's the tool. That's the tool that they use. And this is why it was taught at a very young age that flat earth is ridiculous. That's why it's the ultimate sign of stupidity. Why do you think that is?
I hear people say that flat earth is a psyop to discredit anyone for talking about the fake moon landing. That's mind-blowing.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That a flat earth person is here to discredit another movement because they sound so crazy and stupid. Want to know what sounds crazy?
I mean, to believe that, just think what that must mean. That I believe in the moon landing, and to discourage people from looking into the fake moon landing, I talk about flat. I don't get it. Or is it that I don't believe in the moon landing, and so I talk about flat earth? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What is the? I don't get it.
Crazy and stupid. That the earth is a ball spinning 1,000 miles an hour in an infinite vacuum, spinning around a sun going 66,000 miles in a perfect plane with all these other planets.
Not to mention that the sun is 867,000 miles wide. Come on.
Perfect
folks.
Plane. Even though it all came from a giant explosion called the Big Bang. That's my 3-year-old son could come up with a better origin story for humanity than that.
That's not true. Now, come on, Owen. 4, 5 years old, I'll give it to you. But 3, it's close. I don't know. Not sure I trust Owen on that one. Maybe 4 or 5-year-old, but a 3-year-old is tough. Well, maybe. Hey, I don't know. Maybe his son's a lot smarter than I think. The absolute preposterousness of the stupid Big Bang story, the origin of the universe story, and that we can rewind the sky clock and we can go back and we can see what was the state of the universe, 1/1,000,000th of a second after the Big Bang. It's just horse stuff.
That's
so bad.
Like when someone says that to me, it's not when someone just thinks that, because a lot of people think this because it's a heavy indoctrination, but like when they condemn me and say, "Oh, the fact you think that the earth is a flat plane, you're discrediting everybody." It's like, no, I'm not. All you have is ham radio. Watch this.
By the way, thank you to Christopher Lees. He says, everyone's favorite denier. So funny. Let's continue.
Here's another one. In this clip, the news lady again says that you're seeing a mirage. It's a photograph from Michigan to Milwaukee at a distance of 80 miles. The top.
So we start to see that the lie is in the details. When they have to explain their nonsense. oh, what you're seeing there is, oh, that's a mirage. You're actually, the light is bending around the curve of the...
The
give
top
me a
of the
break.
tallest building in Milwaukee should be 3,102 feet below the horizon, according to the spherical model, but we can see much of the city line. Do you think that's line of sight or selective curvature hopping mirages that just happen to present a flat Earth?
Let's listen to that one more time because he said something very interesting there, and then that'll be based on what we're about to see. So listen again.
Should be 3,102 feet below the horizon, according to the spherical model, but we can see much of the city line. Do you think that's line of sight or selective curvature hopping mirages that just happen to present a flat Earth?
Okay. Well, I've got a good answer to that, and thank you very much to Dearth for providing a great video of that, and I believe this is already on the app or will be on the app. The link will be in the description because it's a hilarious video. But let's listen to Nathan Oakley tell us about that answer.
We've covered presupposed Earth radius, pressure without a container, angular resolution, perspective hijacking Earth curve. We've covered Boyle's law. We've covered diffraction limit. The one thing we haven't touched on was mirages. Give us the most ridiculous excuse of a mirage.
Now listen how ridiculous this is. Remember, he's asking him to talk about mirages. Nathan is about to nail it in explaining to you how easy it is to be a flat earther versus the nonsense, the BS that comes out of the mouths of globers and proponents of the globe. Let's listen.
That you've had.
Well, the mirage is an interesting one because this is probably one of my favourite points to make as a flat earther, especially when someone says there's no proof of flat earth. So I'll give you an example. We'll use Ranty and one of his images. So he has a picture of a clock tower at about 20 miles at Barrow-in-Furness, and it's just a picture of a clock. Now, as a flat earther, I look at this picture and say, clock at 20 miles. That's the end of my explanation. As a flat earther, I can make that statement. I'll say it again. Clock at 20 miles.
Let me try it. Clock, 20 miles. I can see it. There's a clock. It's 20 miles. Okay, got it.
Now, if you're a fundamentalist religious zealot, then that's not a clock at 20 miles. That would be a slightly looming, non-standard refraction hyena holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of a sphere based on an R value and a begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator to turn a clock which seems to be there into a clock which is not actually there. That's what you have to assert if you're a globehead. So it's not a clock, it's a holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of an Earth curve.
Who is crazy? Who's crazy? Who needs to be shamed? Clock? Or let's hear it again.
At 20 miles. Now, if you're a fundamentalist religious zealot, then that's not a clock at 20 miles.
Oh, it's not a clock? I thought I saw it. I just saw a clock there. 20 miles. What is it if it's not a clock?
That would be a slightly looming, non-standard refraction hyena holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of a sphere based on an R value and a begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator to turn a clock which seems to be there into a clock which is not actually there. That's what you have to assert if you're a globehead.
Thank God I'm
So
not.
it's not a clock, it's a holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of an Earth curve based on a begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator. As opposed to me, that's a globehead explanation. I say clock, 20 miles.
You're the man, Nath. You are the man. I love the way it's the way you it's the way you say it. It's the way you say it. It's just you serve people like the Wimbledon final.
Awesome. Thank you, David, very much for that video. And of course, check out Flat Earth Debates and check out The Really Woke Show. Check out Robin. Check out Roxanne, the Globalist Denier. If you're not doing that, what are you doing? So that's definitely hilarious. And by the way, you should check out not only our Flat Earth Journey by Taboo Conspiracy, but also check out that video by Owen. It's called The Devil's in the Details. 2 hours and 41 seconds of, as Owen would say, pure gravy. And if you're laughing at the idea of the gravy and everything, just remember that gravy always finds its level and would not stick to a globe either. It would all drip off. Just remember that. Okay, that's some gravy for you for today. And again, like I said, you want to check out Taboo Conspiracies video. So now, we're going to be moving on. Oh, I did want to talk about that too. I forgot. Should I talk about that first, maybe? Just because a couple people keep asking me, or they keep saying, what is the deal with the north, south, east, west that you keep talking about on the globe? I'll show it again. I need to do a separate video, but I'll just show it again because I've gotten 2 or 3 Skypes this week. Somebody asking me to explain it again. So let's transition over here to the Google Earth, and I'll show you how simple this is to understand what I'm saying. All right. So all I'm saying is that if somebody is north of you versus, let's turn on, let's see here. Where do I have? Okay, that's good enough. So let's take this. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. All right. So we're going to take this little tip here of Washington before we get into Canada here. And we're just going to say if we were standing at that very tip there, okay, and we said somebody was standing directly south of us, okay, so we can draw a line as far as we want down here. Hello? Oh, I have it online. There we go. So you can see that I'm going to go, oh, you may not be able to see the degrees, but you can do it yourself and see that if we put this to 180 degrees, which is exactly south, which is right about there. Okay, that's 180.14 degrees. So that's directly south of this person. We can spin the big fake ball this way if we want. Okay, there we go. So now this person here out in the water would be directly south of this person. Makes sense, right? We'll go ahead and save that little line. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line going in this direction. We're going to say if we were this person standing here on a boat or something from that exact spot there, okay, well, this person is directly north of you, correct? Yeah, if we go up there, we will see that the degrees is about 0. So if you are directly south of somebody, they're directly north of you. Okay, that makes sense. So all I've been saying is that east and west don't work the same because east and west are circles. And they don't work the way that you think they do. What do I mean by that? Well, let's clear this out. Let's clear that one. Okay. So let's take now that same location right at the little point there. And we're going to draw a line from there. We're going to go directly east. Okay, 90 degrees east. So we'll go it over here, New York somewhere or something, somewhere wherever 90 is. That puts us in Virginia. Okay, that's exactly 90 degrees. Okay. So remember what this means, let me save that, is that to this person at the tip there, remember, directly south of him, he was directly north of that person. In this direction, this person is directly east of this person here, correct? So wouldn't you expect that if we went down here and we picked up this one, that this person then is directly west of the person there in Virginia? Correct? Sorry. No. Where is west of that person? West is down here at 270, which would be about, that's 269, 270, about there. So this is what I've been saying, that you would think this person is east of me, and this person standing here should say, well, that person's west of me. But they're not. West of that person is down here. Okay? Why? It's because north changes, or I'm sorry, north is always towards the pole, the center, and east and west correspond to that exact spot. So now if you drew here, of course, we know that this line would be a north-south line. And again, somebody standing south of this person would be standing north. But east and west do not work that way. So that's all that I was talking about in that particular instance. And again, I'll do a separate video on it because maybe people still don't get it. I don't know. But that's all that we've been saying is that north and south, quite different than east and west. All right. Let's move along. Let's see what we got here coming up. Just a few, and in my live shows, I like to bring up some flat Earth news or whatever is in recent articles that I've seen that are interesting or need to be brought up. This is one here that I saw this article. How a Tinder date helped YouTuber Caspar Lee launch his own marketing agency for influencers. That's not what I found interesting here about this article. Is it's just another proof for people who don't what? No, go ahead and wait. People who don't understand. You go all the way to the bottom, and it's talking about YouTube's growth and what they're doing and everything. But you'll see down here. Make sure you're with me. Yep. It says they've got to figure out ways to allow scalability of allowing freedom of uploading and expression, said Lee. We do have the ability, myself and creators, to be in the room with them and talk about these new things they're working on. Lee added, YouTube was taking the threat of harmful content seriously. For instance, the company recently hosted an event where it opened up about its efforts to quash the flat earth theory, according to the vlogger. Okay, so for all those people who still say, well, YouTube isn't actively trying to, squash flat earth content, yes, they are. It's already been admitted. It's already been shown. And now, according to this vlogger, he's saying he was in an event with these people where the company hosted an event where it opened up about its efforts to quash the flat earth theory. They have to get rid of it. Why? Oh, it's dangerous content. What I'm doing right now, does it sound dangerous to you? Whew, boy. All right. This is something else, just talking about mockery and everything else. I found this article talking about The Wager, and this is talking about I guess it's a play coming soon to some place, I don't know, wherever it is. Ontario, Canada, there we go. And it says, this new play looks at our current era of climate denial, anti-vaccine campaigns, and alternative facts. The Wager's exploration was inspired by the real-life story of a 19th century scientist who accepted a wager to prove that the Earth isn't flat. Everybody knows what he's talking about here, of course, right? The Bedford Level experiment. He says, while he irrefutably won the bet, then they don't even understand the story. He didn't irrefutably win the bet. They had to bring in, these things are being lifted. It's a mirage. That's why you're seeing it. Oh, it's just nonsense. Rather than admit that across 6 miles of the Bedford Canal, they could see a boat that had gone too far. But again, while he irrefutably won the bet, the flat earthers refused to see the evidence for what it was and proceeded to ruin the scientist's life with harassment, lawsuits, and death threats. Again, it's just, they have to keep up with these nonsense stories, mockery, everything else. Speaking of that, I saw this article. These are some really good jams about how the Earth is flat and gravity is not real. Of course, talking about Alex, Flat Earth Man. This article here goes on, says, oh boy, do I have a treat for you all today. Yesterday I was researching a completely unrelated thing. I stumbled upon a wealth of incredible songs about how the Earth is flat and gravity is not real. I had to stop what I was doing and listen to all of them. And because I'm very generous, I decided to share it with you. Let's get to it. This one is the first one I found. It appears to be some kind of country polka about how this guy believes there are no photographs of Earth, because there's not. But then this guy says, there are, of course, photos of Earth. There are even videos of Earth taken from satellites in space. Look at this video he puts right here. This is the video. Oh, Earth is a ball. Look how clearly it's a ball. Even though the title of this video clearly says full disk imagery, meaning from your imagination, meaning strips of data combined and placed on a sphere to give you the impression, to give people the idea so that people can, like what they see, just as we saw Robert Simon state so many times. People keep playing that over and over again at nauseum because it's so hilarious. That he says, what I had to do was combine clouds and all the data onto the ball so that people recognize the Earth for what they expected it to look like. This is what people expect it to look like, so you throw some clouds on here, put some continents on here, and then all of a sudden, people say, there are, of course, photos of Earth. There are even videos of Earth taken from satellites in space like this one. If you believe this is where you live, get out. Get out immediately. Take a hike. Get out of here. So anyway, he goes on to basically make fun of him because all they have is mockery. Okay, that's it. That's all that they have. So, pretty ridiculous. So now we're going to get to the main crux of this video, or the article I wanted to bring up. And I couldn't believe when I saw this article. It's just classic. So let's bring it up. Oh, thank you for the oops, already read that one. Sorry, Christopher Lees, you get a double call out. Thank you very much, Super Chat. So this is the post that I found. It is from October 17th, so, about a week ago. Sometimes I find things a little bit late, but this is just, I don't even know what to say. We're just going to go through each one of these and laugh because it's just that disgusting. This is what it comes down to. Shame and mockery and straw man arguments. Propaganda, dreams, inspiration. Like I said, this is all that they have. Stop doing that. Let me actually catch this one real quick. Let me wait. Let me grab this link before I lose it, but that is slowing down my computer, so we're going to grab this one and get rid of that one. And we're going to grab this one and get rid of that one. This one, get rid of that one. All right, sorry about that. Clean it up a little bit. All right, so this is 20 flat earth posts that made people laugh around the world. Get it? And of course, you put the flat earth disc in space, the mockery. Nonsense. It says the Flat Earth Society, number one problem. They always go to the Flat Earth Society, which is controlled opposition. We've said this a million times. You go there, you search around, you see a bunch of nonsense like the disk of the earth is flying up at speeds 9.8 meters per, of course nobody pays attention to that. What is going on? Now this one's page unresponsive. Just wait, we're not empty. Okay. Let's see here. The Flat Earth Society provides us normal Earth folk with an almost unlimited amount of laughs and head scratches. Well, that's the intent. These misguided folk believe that science is fake, NASA is evil, and trying to con all of us, and of course that the Earth is flat. The logic some of these people use for their insane theories or facts in their eyes is enough to drive anyone bonkers. Now, it's enough to drive people bonkers. The responses, and this is where it gets ridiculous. It takes one single 5th grade elementary school science class to pretty much disprove all of the Flat Earth Society's ideas, but try telling that to them. Again, it's all mockery. It's all nonsense. Bottom line, you can't change a flat earther's mind. No amount of facts will lead them to believe that they've joined a ridiculous cult that is really trolling them. Who's trolling them? I'm trolling you? With my beliefs? Nonsense. But at least they give the rest of us around the globe lots of laughs. Here are 20 flat earther posts that are just too funny. First of all, remember that it says 20 flat earther posts, so these should be posts by flat earthers. And these are just too funny. Let's see what kind of nonsense we get. 20. The sun is not real. So they cross out the name of the person who said this. Says the sun is actually a prop made by NASA. The sun isn't real. Research flat earth. NASA has always been lying to us, but what will those scum say to this picture? Leaked photo of NASA taking the sun down for maintenance. Does anybody understand comedy? Do you? I do. If anybody saw this post, they would understand it's a joke, right? Obviously, nobody believes that this truck is moving the sun. But what does this guy say about it? The Earth isn't a planet and the sun isn't real. Sweet. We're not sure if this is a troll post. It almost seems too comical to be taken seriously. Yeah, dipshit, you shouldn't have put it in your article. Does anyone looking at this picture seriously believe that NASA truck is taking the sun down for maintenance? No. Nobody believes it. Yet you put it in your article. This is like one of those Eiffel Tower pictures where you can hold it in your hand if you're far enough away if the angle's right. That's number 20. And right away I knew, oh boy, are we in for some fun. Because it only gets more ridiculous. Okay, number 19, Earth is not a planet. Well, it's not. It's not flying around the universe. It's not a light in the sky. This person says, is the Earth flat or all the planets in our solar system? This person says planets are round. The Earth is not one of them. This person says Earth is not a planet. Pretty good conversation. Says, there you have it. The real question has been answered. Not only is the Earth flat, but it's flat because it's not a planet. What is it then? A giant comet? No, nobody ever said that. An asteroid? Nope, nobody ever said that. A star? Nope. This is all straw men. We have a feeling that this genius trio doesn't have the answer for us. At least we know that the other planets in the solar system are round by their logic. What? Oh boy. Terrible. Number 18. Family aren't the only ones who will ridicule you. Hi guys, I'm a committed flat earther, but I'm scared. Please help. I've got to fly to Australia next week, but I'm flying via U.S. West Coast. On the way there, stopping off to see friends. On the way back, I'm flying via Dubai. I feel like I'm the only one that knows the truth, so I can't speak to family friends about this without being ridiculed. I'm so scared that I will at some point fall off the surface of the earth on the way there or back because it is flat. I am flying what would be all around the world on a traditional globe. Please reassure me before my trip. Everybody can see that this is a globe believer. You can even see cut off the name of this person. It's a globe believer's stupid post, and this guy thinks this came from a flat earther. This committed flat earther has it in his mind that he might fly off the face of the earth on his flight from the U.S. West Coast to Australia. Nobody believes that. Not one flat earther believes it. As if no one has ever taken that flight before. Oh, wait. Yes, they have. Thousands do it every day. And so far, to our knowledge, none of them have disappeared into the nether void in space. It seems this poster is getting ridiculed by more than family. The post has only 2 laugh reacts. What? This is a post by a flat. No, it's not. It's ridicule. It's mockery, meant to make you see the flat Earth as ridiculous and nonsense, because that's what this post is. This doesn't deserve to go in somebody's article. It's a joke. Number 17. NASA's secret government fisheye lens. So he crosses out everybody's names, of course. NASA uses fisheye lenses. Look it up. They're lying to you. Okay, great. That doesn't prove the Earth is flat. This person says, yes, it does. So if I take a photo of a basketball with a fisheye lens, that means that the basketball is flat? Nobody said that. It's called a straw man. With a regular lens, no. You need a NASA secret government level one. They added a secret processor to the NASA ones. Unless we find out about the source code via GitHub, then we are stuck to having basic proof. Anybody can see that this is a globe believer who's just taking the piss, as they say. It says, for someone who doesn't seem to know a lot about reality or logic, this poster seems to know a lot about NASA's secret government-level fisheye lens camera. It's just a fisheye lens. Somehow, the mental gymnastics here point out that because NASA uses a fisheye lens on their cameras, presumably, where else? Okay, it proves that the Earth is flat. Another poster makes a good point about a basketball, but it's quickly tossed aside as more propaganda. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's continue. Head in the clouds. This person says, and we don't get a name, but it says 300,000 feet or so, I think. This person says here, this person has taken a photo of Earth's curvature, proving that it's there once and for all from 300,000 feet above the ground level, we think. What are you talking about? Which person has taken a picture from 300,000 feet? Idiotic nonsense. I mean, you'll start to see a trend here. What are we learning here? Other than this person's sole job is to make an article where they make Flat Earth look ridiculous. Using whatever tools necessary. Even Globe Earthers' stupid posts in Reddit. This is the best they have. Mockery. Shame. But the responder quickly throws aside his attention-seeking post. And here's the problem with this, is that people will just come to this article, they'll read it, and they'll say, well, Flat Earth is ridiculous. Clearly, this guy just pointed out, we've got photo. This guy took a photo from 300,000 feet. If he took a photo, this is a photo from 3. Look at this picture. It's a photo. It's not a photo. And it's a joke. Who took this picture? Nobody knows. Anyway. He says, but the responder quickly throws aside his attention-seeking post and claims that the picture used is a close-up of a snowball. LOL, that's a close-up of a snowball. Clearly a joke. And how do we know? I mean, it's so funny that, he crosses out these people's photos in the articles, but you can see this one. It's just a joke. That's all it is. It's mockery. Let's go down here. How does this person know it's a snowball and not something else? It's a joke. It's funny how flat earthers can immediately dismiss anything by simply coming up with whatever pops into their heads. Oh boy. Number 15, mob mentality. I remember as a kid wondering why I couldn't feel the earth moving. It seemed so weird to me, and all I got was gravity, the mythical band-aid to end all questions. Oh, so true. So true. Notice the hearts here. 23 people saying, yeah. This person says, call me a moron, mock me, I don't care, because at the end of it, I'm not the one so inherently dependent on ideas that have been impeded in the mind since childhood. Claim I lack critical thinking when that is the very reason I have the ideas I do. Sounds good to me. Science has developed a cult-like following. Absolutely. Whew, boy, is there a bigger understatement? You receive info from someone you don't know without seeing it firsthand, yet believe. Sounds like having faith to me. It absolutely is a religion. If you can't question the reality that's been ingrained in your brain since childhood, then you'll never evolve and you're only limiting yourself. He says, these 4 genius posters seem to think that science has developed a cult following. They absolutely have. Are you kidding me? Like the writer of this article. But they should all take a long look in the mirror. What? Maybe then they'll see that their flat earth ideology is skewed and cult-like in its own right. Completely opposite. So different. One guy remembers learning about gravity, in quotes, as a kid, and another rightly calls himself a moron. Nobody called themselves a moron. Go up here, he said, call me a moron. Mock me. I don't care. It's completely different than saying, I'm a moron. At least the last guy says we should all be questioning reality. If anyone needs a reality check, it's this group. Oh, man, so funny. Such a good article you've written here. Number 14, the ice wall. Can anyone please provide me a video of military patrol stopping flat earthers from going to the ice wall? That's got to be one, since they have surrounded our flat earth. This person says, happened to me last week, but my phone was dead. Sorry, Tyler. It's probably just a joke. This person says, we're not sure what ice wall dear Tyler is talking about here. Why don't you look it up? Why don't you type in Antarctic ice wall into Google, click images, and then shut up. Perhaps it's the wall that night watches protect from White Walkers and wildings and the Game of Thrones. Yeah, stupidity. If that's the case, it's no longer there, blah, 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 blah. But we have a feeling he means something more specific and real, and he thinks it's surrounding our flat earth. Of course, Nixon has a good get-out-of-jail-free excuse, picks, or it didn't happen. That might be important later. Nonsense. Only at night. Here's just some stupidity. So if I stood at the southern shore of Australia and had a good enough zoom on my camera, I could look between the horizon and the clouds and see out into space. Yes, you can without any zoom at night. This confused poster wants to know when she can see into space while she is standing at the southern shore of Australia. We're not sure why it has to be Australia's shore that you're standing. Maybe that's where she lives, but the logic seems sound here. Just look between the horizon and the clouds. What if there are no clouds at night and you'll see space? But don't try it during the day because the not real sun will melt your eyes. Just mockery and nonsense. Just bullshit. Stupidest article most likely ever. Done and done. There's no curve. Sorry, buddy. Prove it if you can. I don't know what this is, if it's some sort of chat or I don't know. Then it says, by using the angle of the sun at various points in the earth, divided by 360, you get the earth's circumference. Aristophanes done this in 200 BC or something. Boy, this is always what they have to go to. Sorry, buddy, this poster tells us there is no curve. That's one of the big talking points of flat earthers. Absolutely. So true. That the horizon doesn't have a curve. It doesn't. Even though it's been proven over and over again that it does. Where? Just because you said so? This is the kind of article somebody reads and they just assume that this is the truth. What I tell you is go out and do your own investigations. Do your own research. Look into it yourself. What does this guy say? It's been proven over and over again that it does. Every test that's ever been done has proven a globe Earth. Then he says there are even memes that read, real Earth has curves. What the hell does that mean? Who cares? What? There could be memes that say real Earth has butt cheeks. What difference does that make? Who cares? Real meme. There are memes out there. There are even memes out there that read the Earth has butt cheeks. What? That's part of your article? This is your proof? This mockery is proof of the globe? That person's reply gives quick mathematical explanation of the Earth's curvature. What are you talking about? Oh, my goodness. Everybody at home, do a little project here. Grab two things. They can be the same. Maybe two highlighters. Two things you can stand up. Two lighters. Whatever you want. Grab a little flashlight and put the flashlight above one of them. And there will be no shadow. But the one standing next to it will have a little shadow. And according to this guy, all you have to do, remember it's that easy, by using the angle of the light at various points in the earth divided by 360, you'll get the Earth's circumference. So take a flat table in your kitchen, put two items next to each other, put a light above one of them, measure the angle of the shadow coming off the second, do some quick math divided by 360, and you can get the curvature of your very flat table. Does that sound like proof to you? No. This one, we always get this. This is all they have. Because they're just, what does this guy say? I just got accepted into the group. I'm so happy to be with like-minded people and not poisoned by the lies of NASA and the government for money. Just like Big Pharma. I don't understand how people can be so, excuse my language, silly and not understand the Earth is flat. I mean, how does water even curve around? Lies. Australia is a complete lie, and it is government-made. I am happy my two children and my husband feel the same. This one post has had article after article after article written about it, as if any flat earther believes Australia doesn't exist. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Says it seems like Australia gets a bad rep with these flat earthers. You mean this one person that you didn't even put their name? We have no way to even see if this is real or anything. Anyway, to this poster, Australia is a straight up lie. The place doesn't even exist. Tell that to the millions of Aussies who live there, except for nobody believes it. You also have to love how this person asks you to excuse my language when the offending language being used is the word silly. Now, I believe if you're smart enough to realize that this person had probably a F word here and replaced it. Says, I don't understand how people can be so effing silly. Oh, let me excuse my language. They're not saying silly. It's just so stupid. Oh, boy. But the rest of us, that's just silly. Halfway done. Is your head hurting yet? Mine is. Number 10. Clouds behind the sun. That means it's quite close, not 93 million miles away. Fact. He says, if only a visual image could provide us with the actual facts. I thought photo of it or it doesn't exist or something. Isn't that what he said earlier? Flat earthers refuse to believe science. We don't refuse to believe science. We refuse to believe lies. Big difference. Math. No, math, arithmetic. What are you talking? Nobody's arguing with arithmetic. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Not conceptualized theoretical physicists who tell me what galaxies are doing 300 trillion miles away. If you think I believe that, you have another thing coming. And if you believe that, get out. If you think you live in the damn 50-year period of time where mankind has now grown to the period that they can rewind time and figure out what happened 14 billion years ago, if you think that they can date the rocks on the earth to figure out how old they are, and we're just some amoeba on this ball, and the amoebas got so smart that they can figure out what then you need to get out. It's so dumb. So stupid. Tons of evidence that the sun is very close. It's local. It's personal. Let's go to number 9. Understanding gravity. Gravity holds billions of tons of water to the earth but doesn't squash a tiny bug. Yeah, great post, okay? Matthew here obviously needs to go back to science class and relearn what gravity is. Oh, I guess this guy will tell us how it works. Can't wait to hear. And how it keeps the earth together. Keeps the earth together. According to him, gravity shouldn't be able to hold tons of water without squishing all the bugs in place. We're guessing he's trying to say that gravity is made up by scientists. To what end? We have no idea. Well, it's just bullshit. To what end? Because they have to explain why we live on this ball. That's why gravity is held on to so tight, even though observations of distant galaxies disprove it. Even though nobody even believes anymore that mass attracts mass. It's now the warping of space-time. But all of it is bullshit. All you have to do is just look into it. And that the water is simply kept in place because the earth is flat. Exactly. Water weighs more than its surrounding area, and it settles into the basin. It makes tons of sense to me. Spock 23.0 says your logic is impeccable. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Spock. Beam me up, would you? Number 8, education is brainwashing us. Okay, wow, sounds great to me, yeah. Education is brainwashing our children. Sorry, but gravity isn't real. Right, it's not. It's just nonsense. I've told people before, grab a pencil, grab a pen, grab a quarter, and really think to yourself if there's a force that's pulling that down other than its own density. There isn't. There simply isn't. And it wants to believe that the earth is round for no other reason to laugh at us for believing nonsense. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but okay. I mean, it's the greatest prank of all time. So it may be true that the earth is flat, not round. It says this guy has all the answers. Education has brainwashed our children, right? Unlike the Flat Earth Society. Is the Flat Earth Society taught in schools at every age? Is there a model of the flat earth in every classroom ever made, in every video and every TV show, on the wall of every child, in the classroom of every TV show or sitcom or anything you've ever seen? They'll have classrooms with 15 globes in there. I don't even remember a globe ever being put on my desk in school. Just make sure it's there where children can see it. Make sure you bring it out. Tell people we live here. It's spinning. It's going through space, and you're not old enough to even refute it. Simply not. Gravity isn't real, and because the world is not round, it must therefore be flat. Well, that's pretty. I don't know. If it isn't round, what is it? We're not sure how he jumped to that conclusion. Probably by doing research and doing experiments and observations. That's my guess. But he really took quite a leap. I don't think it's that far of a leap. And why does the earth have to be flat if it's not round? Well, because that's how it measures. What if it's octagonal or triangular or hexagonal? Well, there would probably be edges that you could measure and pictures that you could take and photos to show that. You dumbass. What do you mean? Why does the earth have to be flat if it's not round? Well, if it's not round and it measures flat, then what do you think it is? Tell me. Oh boy. Number 7. We'll take things that never happened for 500. Okay. He says, I ran into an old friend from high school this summer. When I found out he is a pilot, I locked my arm in his and said, you're my new best friend. Then I said, here's why. I'm a flat earther. Is the earth flat or is it a ball? He said, well, it looks flattish. I said, okay. Well, there are a lot of arguing and debating. Sphere believers always ask why more pilots don't say the Earth is flat. He pulled me aside and whispered, "We took an oath that if we break it, we lose our pilot's license." I whispered back, "Thank you. Out of respect, I will never say his name. You can believe me or call me a liar. It makes zero difference to me. Some things are true if you believe it or not." Well, yeah, that's true. True is true no matter what you try and do. But he says, apparently the most sacred oath that pilots have to take, and never said the most sacred oath. We took an oath, okay? How about this? On Globebusters, we had a pilot who came on, who told us that she believes the Earth is flat. What happened to her? She got grounded. She got sent to a psychologist where she had to prove her mental ability, that she was sane. So you think that it's that easy for them to pull you out of the sky. You're a pilot, you've gone to pilot school, you've got your license, you put in all your hours, you're ready to fly a plane. All of a sudden you get up there, you look around, you're like, hey, this shit seems flat to me. And then they pull you out of the sky and tell you can't do your job anymore. This is all they have. This is all they have. He would lose his job, his pilot's license, if he told us the truth. Yeah, that's exactly what has happened. People have gone and said, yeah, I think the Earth is flat, but it has nothing to do with their ability to fly a plane. Plane is called a plane for a reason, and it flies above the flat plane, never noses down. We know all these things. Rather than believing that a pilot who's actually gone through flight school and everything, which they have and pilots have done, and there's many pilots that have said it. How about this pilot? We'll bring up this if I can. I didn't have this ready, but I think I can pull it around quickly. Possibly. Let's see here. Let's go down here. Oops, I got to scroll all the way to the bottom. Sorry, I didn't have this ready. Oops. How about this pilot? What? What's that? Printed out and put on the yoke of this aircraft? It is Iru Landucci's channel, Nur para Todos, where all he talks about is the lies of NASA, the lies of the globe, the flat earth truth, and this pilot is just showing you. Now, this pilot can't even come out and say their name. Why? Because it will be pulled out of the sky. By doing this short little video in the way that they did it, there's nothing anybody can do. So hopefully people can start to see that we've had pilots pulled out of the sky, pilots that are afraid to say anything. We've had pilots say that their machinery didn't work as it was supposed to. They flew all around the world without ever changing their gyroscope. I mean, there's just so much information out there, and yet the mockery continues. So, who's actually gone through flight school and everything, as all these people have. Let me make sure you're seeing the same thing I am. Yes. Would say this: we're going to chalk this up to a conversation that never actually happened and exists only in this person's mind. Believe what you want, sir. Believe that you live on a globe for all the dumb reasons that you haven't listed in this article. You haven't given me anything. Another gravity expert. So you're saying gravity is strong enough to hold every last drop of oceanic water from falling off the bottom of ball Earth, even near Australia, which is apparently upside down. Yet weak enough insects, birds, little particles of dust can freely fly around? Why not simple physics? You're denser than the air around you. Much simpler. It's always funny trying to listen to someone explain a scientific phenomenon without understanding any of the underlying science behind it. Do you think this guy who wrote this article understands a damn thing? Do you really think he understands gravity or how trillions of tons of water are held to the bottom of a globe? No. Gravity seems to be a big issue for flat earthers. You mean the thing that we were taught, the magic band-aid of all, that makes no sense in anybody's world? In anybody's world? And I'll show you how much little sense it makes. I've done this many times before just because it's hilarious. I almost wrote gravity. We're just going to the Wikipedia for gravity just because the opening lines are borderline hilarious. Here we go. Gravity. which is hilarious. Gravity, from Latin gravitas, meaning weight, which is exactly what we all say, or gravitation, is the natural phenomenon by which all things with mass or energy, including planets, stars, galaxies, and even light, which is, by the way, just photons, right? It has no mass, but is affected by gravity. Makes sense. Are brought towards or gravitate towards one another. It's not even the belief anymore. It's ridiculous. There's no mass attracting mass. On Earth, gravity gives weight to physical objects. No, it doesn't. Their own mass does. Sorry. And the moon's gravity causes the ocean tides. Nonsense. The gravitational attraction of the original gaseous matter present in the universe caused it to begin coalescing, forming stars. And the stars to group together into galaxies. So gravity is responsible for many of the large-scale structures in the universe. Gravity has an infinite range, although its effects become increasingly weaker on farther objects. Oh boy, it's so funny. So funny. Gravity is the weakest of the four fundamental interactions of physics, approximately 10 to the 38 times weaker than the strong interaction, blah, 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 blah. In contrast, it is the dominant interaction at the macroscopic scale and is the cause of the formation, shape, and trajectory of astronomical bodies. You know, what's funny is I'm reading this now, and it is completely different than it used to be. So I'm going to write myself a little note here. Sorry. I have to go back because there's been times before that I have already in videos read this, and I've noticed that it's changed. So I'm going to show people the change because originally the nonsense that was written was the funniest thing ever written. And many people who watch my show know that I've read this before and that it's changed now. That this is what they do. Constantly change their bullshit. Because science always changes, bro. That's why. Surely. All right, let's go back to our article here. It's always funny trying to listen to somebody who read that. Yeah, gravity seems to be a big issue for flat earthers because it doesn't exist. And this guy can't believe that gravity could hold all the water on a ball and not insects, bugs, or dust particles. Correct, that's what he said. He also thinks Australia is actually upside down because it's the land down under, so we'll just leave it at that. What? Oh, boy. The stupidity, the absolute brain deadness of globe earth believers. Now, here's the thing. If you believe in a globe earth, I'm not talking about you specifically. It's okay. I was there 5 years ago. How can I call names to somebody who I was there 5 years ago? But to make an article like this, to actually write this out and be as dumb as this individual, I can't imagine. Your 9-year-old son never said that. Okay, he says, my 9-year-old son, who is a flat earther alongside of me, just asked a profound question. At what point when you rocket up in a blue sky does it start becoming black like the space that they always show us? I think it's actually more evidence that the sun is in our atmosphere. If it was as far away as they say, why doesn't the blue continue on? Why is the sky even blue when it's sunny? If you shine the sun's light on the color black, it doesn't become blue. He says, this is one of those posts where someone is seeking attention, and they do it by claiming that their 2-year-old or whatever, not a 2-year-old, nobody claimed that, said some profound things. And it's usually finished with hashtag, I learned more from him than he does from me. I don't see that anywhere. This man questions why the sky is blue when it's sunny, when black doesn't become blue if you shine the sun's light on it. Therefore, the sun must exist in our atmosphere. What? Same thing I'm saying. What? What are you talking about? Number 4, Disney isn't on it. The makers of the Disney movie Moana know what's going on. How many flat earth references does one need? This movie is rife with them. Goes on and on talking about lots of things that they show as flat earth. He says, apparently the Disney film Moana is a big indicator of the truth. This person tries to claim that it alludes to all sorts of flat earth theories, when in fact, it's just a kid's film with a deep message. But that deep message isn't about the Earth's roundness or lack thereof. It's a small world after all, but not that small. Whatever happened to just watching Disney movies and trying to find the sexual innuendos? At least those actually exist. They absolutely do exist. They also, the sexual innuendos, exist in pictures of your globe Earth. And on top of that, many people don't realize this. Excuse me. The Pizza Planet truck. Now, if you notice, this is a big blown-up blimp. Okay, it's got a wing. It's got a little top piece. It says Pizza Planet. Think about it. Okay, you got pizza. You've got a flat pizza. You got a flat Earth. Okay, I'm just thinking Pizza Planet. This is all the Pixar movies and Disney movies that the Pizza Planet shows up in. There it is in Toy Story. There it is again in Toy Story. You can see it there. They're quick little pictures, but it's in every one of their movies. There's the Pizza Planet delivery truck. There's the Pizza Planet delivery truck in A Bug's Life. Here it is in Toy Story 2. very quickly. Here it is in Monsters, Inc., parked over here. Here it is in Finding Nemo. It's very quick. It drives by. You can see it. Here it is in the movie Cars, parked over here. Here it is in Ratatouille, crossing the bridge. Here it is in WALL-E. Here it is in the movie Up, parked over here at the end of the movie. Here it is in Toy Story 3. Here it is in Cars 2. Here it is in Brave. Here it is in Monsters University. But what do you think? They're just doing that for fun. Think what you want. Think whatever you want. So far, this guy's going nowhere. Number 3, upward rays, flat earth friends, no trolling. I took this picture today and the rays are going upward. This is why they are dark instead of light. This means that the sun is lower than a cloud that is blocking its rays. Undeniable proof that the sun is local and in the clouds just like the moon. Nobody agrees with that. I don't even know if any flat earther believes that, but whatever. If this guy wants to say that, it's not true. But he says, well, we're not sure what claim this guy is trying to make, but we do know the group doesn't appreciate any trolling. But here we have flat earthers trying to troll all of us. This person has found undeniable proof. Okay. Let's see here. Undeniable proof that the sun is local and in the clouds. This person's head is in the clouds, but the sun, not so much. We've talked about it before. The sun is very local. And if you get the right position, yeah, the sun can appear to be in the clouds. You rise up in a balloon and it floats upwards. It moves with you. Number 2, Elon asking the tough questions. Why is there no flat Mars society? This is not a flat earther's post. This is Elon Musk's post. And we don't get the flat earth society, which is, again, propaganda, controlled opposition. Hi, Elon. Thanks for the question. Unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round. We hope you have a fantastic day. It says, leave it to the futurist and billionaire inventor Elon Musk to poke fun at the Flat Earth Society and for the society to completely let the joke sail over their heads. If people really think that, then I don't know what to tell you. And take his question literally. This is a joke of an answer. And anyone with any intelligence at all understands that. He asks why there's no flat Mars society, to which the reply is that we've observed it's round. NASA has observed it for sure, but isn't that like trusting the enemy for the society? Flat Earth Society is not real. It's fake. Realize that, but you'll never realize that because this is its point. Is so that every article that comes out that pokes fun, that mocks Flat Earth, can just use this as their evidence. It's ridiculous. This is how you know. Look at the Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe. This is a joke. This is a controlled opposition. What is the purpose of this post? It's to be ridiculed. What does this guy do? He goes and ridicules that. And then SciTech Universe says, say that again, but slowly. So funny. This is one of the more infamous Flat Earther posts that'll make you want to slap your forehead in amazement from the controlled opposition. The fact that it comes from the Flat Earth Society's official Facebook page only makes it better. Maybe they aren't sure what a globe is, but they're pretty much shooting themselves in the foot when they make posts like this. And SciTech Universe wasn't willing to let them live it down. And that's it. So, what a total and complete nonsense joke. That's how I see it. As should you. Oh, boy. You know, I just don't know what to say. Let's check this out real quick. What did I have this up for? Oh, yeah, just funny.
Question is, through your career and your writing and your acting, you've inspired so many people to enter the sciences. How do you balance science with science fiction?
They're both the same. The mystery of science fiction is what I'm talking about. Science and science fiction are essentially the same.
Thank you very much.
How do you prove a black hole?
You can't.
How do you know those gravitational waves proved the collision of two black holes?
You can't.
Somehow, eventually, they are able to observe phenomena. No, they can't observe.
No.
It's too far away. It's too theoretical. How do we know what they're saying is true? You know what it really is? It's all science fiction.
It absolutely is all science fiction. And that's what people just don't get. And I don't understand why. I just don't get it anymore. Thank you very much, Zayla Raiden, so much for the super chat, helping when I can. Keep rocking. Thoughtless Jester says, shameless plug, check my observations, comments, bad music attempts, and other wackiness peeps. Thanks for the knowledge, syrup, Sharon. Thoughtless Jester. Let me see. Am I a... Let's see here. Copy that. Let's put this back up. Put that there. I'm going to go see if I am a subscriber to you. I don't know. Paste. Am I a subscriber to you? I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm not. I just subscribed. So I will definitely check out. Thank you. Oh, I do see. Yeah, he's a flat earther. He's got some flat earth posts. So shameless plug. Wins you a few subs. I'll check out your channel, and if I think some people should see it, then I will talk about it more next time and show people your channel, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, it just gets... so thank you very much, for everybody, for your super chats. Always appreciated greatly. But again, people just need to look for themselves. I don't know how many times I have to say that. And again, if you want to believe in the globe, go right ahead. There's tons of channels that will reconfirm your pre-existing belief, that will make you feel all cozy so you can go to sleep at night. It's just not true. So, these are my beliefs. And yet you still got people out there who will say, Jaron, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying to people. How can you be lying about what you believe? Okay? It's what you experience. It's what I observe. It's what I've tested. It's what I've shown. But again, people want to latch on to some Netflix documentary that takes me out of context, puts me at the end of their film, and then this is all the Globers have. Video after video after video. There's even Simon Dan, was it him? I don't know. Might have been somebody else. Made a video the other day, 15 minutes of Jaron and Bob proving the globe on loop. And my part in it was saying interesting. Because it was in the middle of a bunch of observations with 25 people there. Nobody walked away saying anything was proven. Yet because a Netflix documentary puts that at the end of their video, this is all they have to latch onto. Can you imagine being so desperate for globe proof that you take an out-of-context observation that somebody put me in their video and then lied and said, oh, we'll give you all the footage, Jaron, we'll give you all the footage. And then as soon as it ended and they sold their documentary to Netflix, sorry, according to the contract, we can't give you any footage. And we're going to lie and we're going to misrepresent you and put you at the end of our video. Sorry, you signed a non-disclosure, not a non-disclosure, whatever I signed saying I can't do anything or that I'm in their movie. My mistake. We learn from it, right? But people need to look into the Bedford level. Understand that. Understand Michelson Morley. Understand Michelson-Gale. Understand Airy's failure and the Alias effect and the Sagnac effect. Understand what's going on with sundials and crepuscular rays. Do it yourself. Or cold moonlight. Do it yourself. Go find water curving that doesn't find its own level. Do it. Go find the measurable curve. It's not there. Use their little math, 8 inches per mile squared, and you'll realize for yourself. Time after time, go to Taboo Conspiracy's video or channel and watch time after time after time after time. Over water, we can see too far. Think about the unchanged constellations. Go look at the wind currents and the ocean currents on the AE map, the azimutho-equidistant, the Earth.null map. Think of what makes sense. Think about Polaris staying in the same spot, even though it's flying. Remember, it's part of the Milky Way. So it's racing around the Great Attractor at 1.2 million miles per hour. Do that. Find out why there's no Coriolis effect on the Earth. And you'll start to see. Really think about the attached atmosphere and why planes traveling to the west aren't quicker. And why we can even travel to the east, which we shouldn't be able to. Think about the frozen lake tests. All these laser tests done. Think about helicopters and hovering over the area that you're talking about. Then look up CGI satellites and all the CGI globes that were shown in the fake pictures of the Earth. Look up the information about railguns. Think about the no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Think about the Antarctic Treaty System. Think about the fact that you can't carry fuel below 60. Why? What would be the point of that? Think about that, how ridiculous that is. What if somebody told us that we weren't allowed to leave the east coast of the United States with extra fuel on our boat to travel across the Atlantic? Why? What do you mean? What is the reason for that? And then realize that they will not let you travel below 60 degrees south with extra fuel on board. You might circumnavigate. You might go 60,000 miles around the outer edge. Just look into Operation High Jump or Dominic or Teapot or Starfish Prime, Fishbowl, Deep Freeze. Do some research. Find out about Operation Paperclip and how it was hidden from the United States people. from the citizens as they took these German scientists that were Nazis and put them to head up NASA. Find out why flight simulators always use a flat stationary plane. Ask yourself why NASA has that in their own paperwork. Think about railroads and bridges, and that no engineer has ever accounted for any curvature. It's ridiculous. It could go on and on for days. But you need to do it yourself. Look up bubbles in space. It's all a fantastic story. It's all a fantastic lie. But again, it's up to you to realize it. It's up to you to change your life because of it. It's up to you to live better, to live healthier, to live happier, and to realize where you live. I'm happy. Are you? Or do you still believe the lies that you were told? And do you believe that we're going back to the moon and that we're going to have colonies on Mars? Because if you believe that, get out. Get out. One more time, thank you to all of my patrons. If you want to join them, patreon.com/jeranism. That's the best way to do it. And you can also, if you want, use Venmo, which is, oops, I lost my image. It's gone now. Anyway, Venmo is @jeranism. If you want to send me a tip, that's always appreciated. And just one more reminder that tomorrow we have the debut of Jeranism Friday Lounge. That'll be at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Rodrigo, myself, Eru, possibly many others. I don't know. Just a kickback atmosphere where we just chat back and forth. If you're tired of hearing me just ramble on and ramble on, we're going to cover a lot of topics. What topics? I don't know. You'll have to check it out yourself. So many things to cover. I just named out 15 things. We could cover any of those, but I'm sure we'll go much deeper than that. So that's the show for tonight. Really just wanted to get everybody ready for tomorrow. Have everybody check out Curious Life. Make sure you subscribe to him. Make sure you subscribe to Taboo Conspiracy. Check out Owen Benjamin's video that I talked about earlier called, I lost it, The Devil is in the Details, The Big Lie. Definitely check that out. Oh, you know, one thing we didn't watch, and we'll watch that next time because I've already kind of moved on. But one of the things we definitely need to check out is Mitchell from Australia's video. We'll talk about it tomorrow, I bet. Or on another live stream. So we enjoyed that Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole video with Nathan. Absolutely hilarious. Then we read some articles, including 20 Flat Earth posts that made people laugh around the world. Probably the dumbest article ever written. I don't know, just in my opinion. Talked about the Pizza Planet truck. All these links will be in the description. So be sure to wait about 15 minutes after this live stream and then check the description if you want to follow any links. Other than that, you can mail me something if you want at Jeranism, P.O. Box 3044, Merced, California, 95344. That would be appreciated. If you want to hear Owen call into Raw, check out this past Monday's show. And for everybody else, you'll just have to wait and see what's next. And then again, also, we'll mention it tomorrow, but tune into Glowbusters. That is, of course, Sundays at noon Pacific as well. Same time as will be the show tomorrow. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go. I remind you, as always, to do your own research, because when you do, you'll never again believe what you've been taught. Thank you so much to all the super chats. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, this has been Jeranism. Peace. I will real quick, just coming back in. Hello, everybody, if you've already left. I just saw, as I was about to close down, 2 more super chats came in there at the very end. David Lawson, thank you so much. He says, driving from Cali to Texas, it's flat. Yeah, figure out how many miles of curvature there should be between California and Texas. It's ridiculous. Just like from California to Hawaii is 700 and something miles of curvature. Just absolutely insane. And Paraplegic Bear, what up? Shout out to you and all the bears. He says, take responsibility for saying the shuttle was a blimp first. Way to go, sir. Crush a lot. I did say that many moons ago. Guys, see you soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for the super chat.